Hello friends, myself Anil Pandurang Nikum. My school name is the Ashram School, Sonkam, Dhule. Friends, last time we studied about the gravitation, and we studied the introduction of this gravitation. Again, the introduction about this Newton's law. Again, that centripetal force and the centrifugal force. So all these things last time we studied here. Now today we are going to study about the Kepler's law of planetary motion. Now according to this Kepler's, so how these planets they are revolve around the sun. So before that, ancient or the most of these astronomers they have to study about the solar system. We know very well about this solar system. So in solar systems, ancient times in 14th, 13th century, the most of scientists he has make their own theories. So some scientists they says that the earth is center and the sun and other planets they are revolve around the earth in the circular manner. Means the path of that planets they are in the circular manner. म्हणजे काही शास्त्रज्ञांनी त्या ठिकाणी असं सांगितलं की पृथ्वी ही सेंटरला आहे आणि जे काही प्लॅनेट्स आहेत मग प्लॅनेट सोबत त्यांनी सूर्यही सांगितला म्हणजे सन ही हॅज रिव्हॉल्व अराउंड द अर्थ. अगेन दिस कोपर्निकस निकोलस he has says that the sun is a center and the planets are revolve around the sun in the circular manner. But in 15th century, the name of scientist is that is a Tycho Brahe. He is a famous mathematics or mathematician at a German scientist. So he has observed the planets in the sky and he has take a very much data or the so many data will be collected toward that Tycho, and Tycho is specially research or specially study on the Mars. So he study on the Mars near about 10 to 12 years. The path of that Mars, how this Mars it is revolve around the sun. But the calculations of that Tycho he has not given the perfectly about this Mars, how it is revolve around the sun. Again, every time the calculation it cannot be matched with that Brahe or that is a Tycho Brahe. So he mostly study on the Mars, and the Mars is this planet is revolve around the sun. So in at the end of this 15th century, the name of that scientist is that Kepler, that is a John Kepler. John Kepler is a helper of that Tycho in that university, and Tycho is a somewhat selfish one. He cannot see the any data or he cannot expose the any data about that revolution of this Mars around the sun. So this data he cannot expose to the anyone, even though the Kepler also. मग हा एक असा सनकी टाईपचा एक शास्त्रज्ञ होता टायको. हा जो केपलर होता हा केपलर त्याचा हेल्पर होता. त्याला सुद्धा तो काही डाटा त्या ठिकाणी दाखवत नसत, एवढा तो सनकी त्या ठिकाणी शास्त्रज्ञ होता. इन 16th century, at the starting of this 16th century, in 1601, suddenly that Tycho has to be the death, and the place of that Tycho he has taken by the Kepler. मग टायकोची जागा कोणी घेतली तर ती केपलरने घेतली है ना. and Kepler he has studied all this data, whatever this data will be studied by the Tycho, and this same data will be studied by that Kepler. So Kepler he has studies this data. Again before that Tycho, the most of these scientists, that is a Galileo, again there are the so many scientists they are studied on the revolutionary planets in the orbit, how these planets they are revolve around the sun. So similar here, the Kepler, he has also the study of this revolutionary planets. So how these planets, they are revolve around the sun. So along the or on the basis of the Tycho's data, he has studied about the how these planets, they are revolve around the sun. So according to this Kepler's, every planets in the solar systems, they are revolve around the sun in their ellipse orbit, means elliptical orbit. They are not revolve around the sun in the circular manner. They are revolve around the sun in the elliptical manner or the in ellipse form. So how this ellipse, so how we can draw the ellipse. So today we are see that how this ellipse will be draw here. So I take one wooden plate. On that wooden plate we have to fix here the two screw, and in this screw having the one thread. So by using that screw and this plate, we can draw the ellipse. So here these two screw, they are nothing but the presence of these two foci, that is a focal point to this ellipse. So see here, so I draw this ellipse here. These are the 2 points of this ellipse. So in this manner we have to draw the ellipse. Again, if we cut this cone, if we cut this cone in the straight line, then see here, this cone is cut in the straight manner, in straight line. Then we are get the circle. We get the circle, means here this cone is cut in the straight manner, then we are getting this such type of the circle of this cone. But instead of this straight cutting, if we cut in inclined manner, slightly it is inclined, then we are getting the ellipse. See here, this is a cone, and if we cut this cone in instead of this straight, we cut in the inclined manner. See here, then we are getting the ellipse. So see here, this is a ellipse. This is a ellipse. So here, if we cut this cone in inclined manner, then we are getting such type of the so this is an ellipse. Again here the ellipse having the two focal point, that is a F1 and this is a F2. These two focal points are present on the ellipse. So again here these 2 points we have to join here. These 2 points here we have to join. Then we are getting the one axis here, and this axis is called as a major axis, and at a perpendicular of this ellipse, at a center of or at a center between these two focal point, so the perpendicular axis will be drawn here. this axis is called as a minor axis. This axis is called as a minor axis. So in ellipse having the one major axis and one minor axis. On this major axis, these two focal points are present, or we can say that is a two foci. So two foci, that is the foci F1 and foci F2 will be present on the main axis. So again here, the distance between these two focal points are equal, or the distance between these two focal point, the sum of the distance between these two focal point from the any point on the curve of this ellipse, it should be the constant one. Suppose here, if we take the point A on this ellipse curve, we take here point B, we take here point C. See here, the distance between these two foci and the point on this curve of ellipse, it should be the equal, or it should be the constant. From this means the distance between this F A F1 A F2 and the distance between that B F1 and B F2, it should be the constant here. See here, if we join these lines here, see here, if we join this all this point to the F1 and F2, see here we can say that is the distance of this F1, AF1 plus AF2 is equal to the distance between that BF1 plus BF2. So this is the distance between that BF1 plus BF2. So in short, we can say that, so whatever this distance between the sum of the distance between these two focal point and the point on the ellipse, it should be the constant. So for the another point, or we can say that is a C. C is equal to, that is a CF1 plus CF2. So this distance, it should be the constant. If means on the eclipse anywhere this point will be present, so that distance, it should be the constant on this ellipse. On that basis of this Kepler's, he has stated the three law of Kepler's, that is a planetary revolutionary motions, that is called as a Kepler's law of planetary motion. He has stated the three law on the basis of this ellipse, है ना. मग एलिप्सच्या बेसिसवर याने केपलर्सने तीन नियमांचं या ठिकाणी गठन केलेलं. नाउ द फर्स्ट लॉ इज दॅट, सो दॅट इज we know very well about this, the planets, they are revolve around the sun, है ना. So here the orbit of planets is ellipse with sun at one of the foci, means out of this two foci, म्हणजे दोन फोकाय मधनं कुठंतरी एका ठिकाणी काय असतो, सूर्य असतो. समजा या ठिकाणी आपण सूर्य आहे असा आपण विचार करूया. So the sun is present on this foci and the planet is revolve around this ellipse, है ना. म्हणजे या मार्गाने जे प्लॅनेट्स असतात ते प्लॅनेट्स काय करत असतात, सूर्याभोवती रिव्हॉल्व करत असतात. द रोटेशन or the revolution of these planets around this sun. So this is the first rule, is that the orbit of planet. So the first law, the orbit of planet, point वर काय असतो, सूर्य असतो, and the planets, they are revolve around the sun. So this is the first law of this Kepler's, or this is called as a Kepler's first law. The orbit of this planet is in ellipse with sun at one foci. है ना, म्हणजे सूर्य हा कोणत्या तरी एका फोकल पॉइंटला सूर्य असतो आणि जे काही प्लॅनेट्स असतात ते प्लॅनेट्स हे एलिप्स फॉर्म मध्ये त्या ठिकाणी रिव्हॉल्व करत असतात. नाउ द सेकंड रूल इज दॅट second law. So this is called as a Kepler's second law. So here we measure the distance. It is a sum between these two focal point on the any one point which is present on the ellipse. So here the sun is present on this foci. So this is the sun is present on this foci. We can represent by the S. So second law is that the line joined between that planets and the sun, line joined between these planets and the sun. Suppose the planet is revolve around the sun in this elliptical orbit, in this ellipse. In this ellipse, the planets are revolve. So suppose the planets is revolve on this point. So the line joined between that sun, planet revolve around the sun means revolve in this ellipse. This line joined between this sun and the planet. Sun sweeps equal area in equal interval of time, means it can sweep the equal area in the equal interval of time. Suppose here if we join this line from this sun, so suppose this is A and B. So this line join between the sun and these planets, and this line joined between this sun and so this shadow area is nothing but the area of that planet is revolve around the sun. So here it is sweep from C to D, here it is sweep from E to F. म्हणजे या ठिकाणी ज्यावेळेस प्लॅनेट हा सूर्याच्या भोवती ज्यावेळेस फिरत असतो त्यावेळेस तो इक्वल एरिया इक्वल इंटरवल टाईममध्ये तो कंप्लीट करत असतो. म्हणजे समजा आता हा सूर्य हा प्लॅनेट्स आहे, हा प्लॅनेट हा एलिप्स फॉर्ममध्ये फिरतोय. आता इथून सी पासून डी पर्यंत हे अंतर क्रॉस करण्यासाठी जेवढा त्याला कालावधी लागेल तेवढाच कालावधी त्याला बी पासून डी पर्यंत जाण्यासाठी लागत असतो. तेवढाच कालावधी त्याला ई आणि एफ पर्यंत जाण्यासाठी त्याला लागत असतो. मग आता आपण असा विचार करतो इथं की इथं तो कमी डिस्टन्स कव्हर करतोय, इथं याच्यापेक्षा थोडं जास्त डिस्टन्स कव्हर करतोय, इथं त्याचा याच्यापेक्षा अजून खूप जास्त डिस्टन्स तो कव्हर करतो असं आपल्याला या ठिकाणी दिसतं. पण तसं नाही. बट लॉ इज व्हॉट, द एरिया इक्वल एरिया इन द इक्वल इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम. जरी इथं आपल्याला डिस्टन्स त्याचं जास्त दिसतंय बट दॅट हा जर आपण एरिया काउंट केला, इफ वी मेजर दिस एरिया, सो दिस एरिया इज इक्वल टू दिस एरिया, this area is equal to this area in the equal interval of time. So the second law of this Kepler, or the Kepler's second law, is that the line joining between that planet and the sun sweep in equal area in the equal interval of time. So here we can write that the line joining with this planet, the sun sweep in the equal area in the equal interval of time. So this time is nothing but the period of revolution from point C to the D, or the period of revolution from the point A to the B or B to the A, or we can say that is the period of revolution from E to F. So this is nothing but the second law of this, or that is called as a Kepler's second law. Now the Kepler's third law. Now Kepler's third law is nothing but so it is T square, that is a Kepler's third law, that is T square is directly proportional to the R cube. That is nothing but the square of period of revolution of the planet around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance of the sun. So the third law, or the Kepler's third law, is nothing but the period of revolution of, sorry, the square of the period of revolution of planets around the sun is directly proportional to the distance, the mean distance, directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance of the sun. So here the mean distance we are count from this. So this is a principal axis, or we can say that is a major axis, and this is a minor axis. So this is about the mean distance, and the cube of this mean distance means here the period of the square of period of revolution of this planet is directly proportional to the cube of that mean distance of the sun. So this is about the Kepler's law of planetary motion. Now this is a Kepler's first law of planetary motion, this is the second law of planetary motion, and this is the third law of. Thank you and have a nice day.